Hello! This is Coordination Reviews again with another video, and this is one of my favorite horror movie franchises, so let's talk about it. Scream 6. Scream 6 is the sixth installment in the Scream franchise, but the second in the new trilogy that they're trying to make. And I'll have to say, it is a pleasant surprise to watch this one. It was a really good movie, but it didn't reach the hype that the first one did as much, but still a good movie. And let's start talking about the greats about this movie. In Scream 6, the greats about this movie is that it tries something different. It takes place in New York City instead of Woodsboro. And that is something unique in itself. And I really like the direction that it took it in. And the way the deaths played out, the way that everything was playing out, the deaths were unique. Everything was unique about this movie. And it was definitely worth the wait to watch this one. We didn't have to wait that long, which was great, but it definitely lived up for the hype for me, personally. I enjoyed the first half of this movie and the second half of this movie. Those are the great parts. The deaths that took place and just the chemistry of Sam and the way she is in this movie. She sounds psycho like Billy's daughter is supposed to be. So people think that she is the one that killed people a year ago in the fifth movie. But obviously she wasn't the one, and it just keeps on going on that is she going to break, or is she going to actually be the hero again? And I really liked the Sam character. She's unique. She sounds like a psycho. She looks like a psycho sometimes. And most heroes are not like that. So she's a unique individual, different than Cindy. And to be honest, I probably prefer her more than Cindy in some aspects. There's a lot of returning characters in this one compared to new ones. But all of them did great. I really liked all of the characters, especially Chad. Definitely standed out more in this movie than the previous one. And he's probably one of my favorite characters in this movie because he is the only one that tries to fight back. And that's another great part about this movie. You don't see people trying to fight back as much. He actually holds his own. And it really showed in this movie that this is different. This one's a different take on Scream, bringing it to New York City, kind of like Jason takes Manhattan. So, it's definitely, the great part is the beginning and the middle. And these characters are definitely worth spending time with watching this movie, than running away from a psycho. Now, let's go to the alright parts. The alright part about this movie is the mystery. It is the mystery. The mystery is really obvious. I guessed the killers throughout this movie. And I guessed them right. So the mystery in this is probably the weakest of the bunch. And that's probably the only alright part, is the mystery portion of it. And that is what makes this movie a little bit alright with that. With horror, with gore and stuff, it actually did better than the previous movies. But with mystery, not as memorable as the other ones. Now let's go to the bad. The bad part about this movie is the ending. They rehash the same thing that they do in the previous movies. Revealing the killers and how they did it. Like, once it leaded to that part, that's when you're like, we're going through this again. So that's what makes this movie not the best Scream movie. It's definitely in the top 3. This is a consistent franchise that keeps on giving, and it does it wonderfully. Even with Scream 3 being the weakest, it's still enjoyable to watch. It's not terrible. It's just the least best, in my opinion. And the way they did the mystery, like, so far, the killer reveals have been weak, in my opinion. Scream 2 did really good with it. Not the best, but I think Scream 1 was the best it could ever get. And they haven't reached that momentum yet. Scream 1 is the best Scream movie, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure everybody else's opinion. Scream 1, like, none of the other movies reached the maximum of Scream 1. And that's what's upsetting, because it feels like all these killers after Scream 2 have been just kids. Scream 3 doesn't count because they had one killer. But the kill in Scream 3 was pretty good if they did that tryst with Cindy and her brother. But Scream 4, 5, 6, it just feels like they're all kids. Mostly kids. And that's what it upsets me with this. Like, I know Scream 1 was kids too, but they acted like adults. They did a really good plan, and the reveal was wonderful. Now it just feels like Scream 4, 5, and 6 were just kids that didn't know better. And that's what's upsetting. That they try to make this movie seem like the killers are different. Like, this is all different. Like they said in Scream 5, like, this is all different. It's not. It's absolutely not. And they were clumsy a little bit in Scream 6, not as much as the previous ones. And they tried to make it seem like they're not clumsy anymore. They're actually, like, out to kill. And there was a few times that they were clumsy. And it just didn't seem it was different. Now with Scream 7, I hope they fix their mistakes with the revealing the killers, fix their mistakes with the killers themselves, and try to do a memorable reveal like the first one. Not like as the first one, just try to do it as good as the first one. Which Scream 6 did not fulfill in this aspect. So, Scream 6, I would definitely give it... Scream 6, I would definitely give it 87%. And that's actually really good. I did enjoy this movie, but it hasn't reached the maximum multitude that, like, the ending is what made it drop. This would have been in the 90s, but it had to be 87 because the ending, the killer reveal, made it drop a little bit. And that's just it. It wasn't that memorable. And I would say, recommend buying it on Blu-ray. Especially if you have the whole series, just buy this one on Blu-ray. It's a wonderful time until they do the killer reveals, and then it's just the same rehash that we always had. But it's still a really good movie, and I would recommend this. So yeah. Have you guys seen Scream 6? Let me know down in the comments below. And like always, this is Carnation Reviews, and I'll see you all next time.